Hey everybody, it's Kim, and we're back with another episode of Empower. I know it has been a while, and I apologize. So much has been going on. I'll fill you guys in on another episode. But this episode, as you see, I have an important guest with me. This is my niece, and we decided we wanted to present some information, a topic that she came up with that she wanted to discuss. And so I will allow her to introduce herself. Then we'll have a kind of interview style conversation. And without further ado, introduce yourself.
Hey, hi, I'm Anaiya. I'm a freshman in Virginia, and I felt like the topic needed to be touched because high school was really rough going into it. I'm around a lot of adults most of the time, so going in and not being used to kids, like I was homeschooled in sixth grade, and middle school was rough, and then high school was rough, so it's like just going in. I feel like I would like to give other people guidance because it's very hard.
And it can be. So today, our topic is high school, 5 things to know and remember. And so the audience is kind of geared more towards the student themselves, but parents don't click off because there are things that she will say, and these are her truths, this is her honesty, this is her opinion, so I don't need any of the other. But these are based on her experience, and so there are things that we can learn because truthfully, high school isn't the same as it used to be however long ago we went. So the first thing we're going to talk about, Anaya, is your first point is that drama is going to happen. Don't let it ruin your experience. So why is that the like your first point, and what do you mean by drama?
I feel like there's a lot of boy drama, girl to girl drama, and a lot of people they let freshman year they have a lot of drama, and then in sophomore year they just stick to that, so they're known as like that drama queen or drama king, and it can really ruin everything. It can ruin your grades, reputation, like everything. So just to stay away from it. Don't let if you have something, don't go to social media with it. Just stick to yourself.
Okay, so is what specific type of drama do you mean? Because I know some people may think that drama is, they may not be thinking boyfriend girlfriend type of drama. Some people I know are just drama. Do you mean that kind of drama? Like, can you explain a little bit more what drama looks like as a freshman?
As a freshman, it looks like girls talking about girls all the time, or saying, "Why is she doing that? That's different." It's not like if you don't come to school wearing Jordans and like a jersey, then you're just not cool. And so then people go back and do that, and then it just creates more drama because it's like, "Well, I felt like I should have done this," and then everyone's like, "Well, nobody told you to do that. We just."
Oh.
It's like a lot of girl on girl, and people who are just drama, they have their own little group of drama. You know, their friends. I would stay away from those people. I do. It's very stressful. But with those people, I just stay away. So,
Okay. So what do you think, and I know this isn't on the paper, but it just occurred to me, how do you think being the new kid plays into drama? Because I know you were new this year, and so how did that add to anything you may have experienced thus far?
people didn't really know me. Because I deal with anxiety, so going in it's like I'm not talking to anyone. I'm just gonna do what I'm doing so I don't freak out. Leave me alone. So people would think, oh, she's a shy, quiet girl, and then they see me like laughing and running around, and they don't really know. And when I first got there, it was a lot of just what they think I am. So nobody really knew, and it was like, of course you want friends in high school. It's your 4 years before you're gonna be an adult and have to do real stuff. So I'm not ready. So it can be really stressful. And that just being new puts a lot on it because it's friends from middle school. They already have groups, and the first day it's already just like we're together. And a lot of them are like, that's another drama thing. We don't want any new friends. We don't want to talk to new girls. It's like not good.
Okay. Because I heard, well, and I saw on social media this whole no new friends thing.
Mhm.
And then I actually saw people my age talking about no new friends. And I was like, so this is really a thing where people literally don't want to make friends with someone else. It doesn't matter how many friends they have or don't have, or how amazing or cool this new person is. They literally have decided that I'm only going to have this many friends.
And it's not even only it's not like no matter how cool you are, if one person decides to get a new friend and not even bring them in that group, it's like you can't even have one friend. It's only our group. It doesn't matter.
Oh.
And then it can't even be like no new friends. We can be acquaintances, but we're not gonna be like besties in this group. It's also like we're gonna be mean to you now that we don't want you in this group. Now we have to be mean to show you we really don't want you in this group.
Oh, Lord.
It's terrible.
Okay, I didn't realize that it was like a club and that one person in this club can't be your friend.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Mm.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot of drama. And so one thing I wanted to say to the parents, because even though I have a little girl, this isn't uh, it isn't on this level with her yet, but she's in kindergarten, and she actually does experience some of this cliquish girl behavior. When she was in pre-K last year, it was actually a thing that her teacher and I prayed and worked through for her because she was the kid that they didn't want in the group. And she was raised to be nice to everyone and be kind to everyone. She didn't understand what this means, that y'all only want to be my friend at certain times and then you don't want to be my friend at other times. So I just want to say to the parents, to especially of little girls, boys do it too, but as we all know, boys and men are they handle their emotions differently than girls and women. They just do. Um, that's another topic for another day. But to be mindful and be on the lookout for if your child seems withdrawn after she comes from home from school, if he or she seems sad or begins to second guess what they wanted to wear. Even if you, like, say if you had planned the whole week of school and you had gotten the new outfits, and we used to do this when I was young. I don't know if this is cool anymore or not, but we used to plan the whole week and be like, this, I'm gonna wear this, and this. And then we get to school and then somebody wears something similar to what we had, and then we come home and we're like, ooh, throw that out. We can't wear that because she got roasted when she wore it, so we're gonna try and wear something. If you're noticing that your child, their demeanor is changing or their opinion about something is drastically shifting just from the first or second day of school, pay attention to that and kind of probe into it a little easy. Don't give them an interrogation like they do on Law and Order, but kind of ease into it, because ask open-ended questions and see, because these things are happening, and I was shocked that it was happening to my child in pre-K. I was not prepared. I was preparing for middle school. You know, I was like, I got a little time. No, apparently I didn't have a little time. So it's a real thing, and sometimes we just miss it because they may not say anything. Or if your child used to love going to school and then all of a sudden they can't stand it, kind of dig a little bit. Be that parent that shows up at the PTA meeting. Be that parent that kind of volunteers and just brings your child lunch and sits at the cafeteria table and see what the world is going on with how these people are treating my child. So just a suggestion for the parents, pay a little close attention, a little bit more into how your child's demeanor is when they come home from school. You have anything to add on that point?
It's basically the same thing. Just pay attention because they're very cool in high school. And going from middle school to high school, everything is just games. And then you go to high school and it's like, oh, now people really hate you because you dress different or you talk different. It's just something's off. That's, well, not off, but not like.
They make you think something's off.
And that really can crush you and your grades, at self-esteem, everything. So just pay attention and don't be like, what is wrong with you? just ask them.
Okay. Yeah, because they may not feel comfortable talking about it. They may feel like it's stupid because why would I tell you that someone didn't like my shirt? I know on the inside of me as a teenager, I don't care if you like my shirt, but I do kind of care because I'm a freshman and I'm new, and y'all have established little environments and things, and I'm trying to be accepted because whether we want to admit it or not, all of us, from the age that we can understand till the day we die, we want some acceptance. Nobody wants to be that person that nobody likes. Nobody wants to be picked last all the time. Nobody wants to be left in the group where people are, are like, well, that's the reject group. You fit over there. Nobody wants to be called that or made to feel that way. So your child probably won't just be that forthcoming about it, even if they've always been open with you and y'all have always had great communication. Still ask the questions, because nowadays they're starting to try and filter, what should I tell my mom, because I don't want her to worry. If my mom is she was raised in the same house as I was, as my sister is, then she might be a little ready to get a little stuff popping if somebody's mistreating her child. So then that kind of also puts your child in a bit of a predicament, because I don't want mom up here. It's already hard. I don't need her up here bringing too much energy. So the first step, ask your children, and don't just let them give you, oh, it's fine, I'm fine, it's okay, I'm okay. That's almost guaranteed that they're not, yeah? If a child gives you a one-word answer, you can almost guarantee you need to dig right there, because it's something there. Just a little secret. All right, the second point you said is don't ignore red flags. What red flags about what?
Everything really. It's like even teachers who go, if they make a slick comment, don't ignore it. It's just because you're like, well, what if they don't like me now and they give me a bad grade, and then I don't want to tell my mom because I don't want her to be up here. It's like, don't ignore that with friends, people who are just drama, even friends who make slick comments, because there are so many of them who get comfortable with you and they're like, well, now I can just say it. I remember I had a friend, I told them that my nana, she had Dominican in her, and she was teaching me Spanish, so I told her that, and she was like, oh, I knew you had to be mixed with something because you're great. And I let it slide, and then I came back and I was like, wait, what? What? And then we stopped being friends.
Okay, because I was about to say, that's not friends.
No.
Hello?
And I know a lot of people that are just going to let that slide, and I was that person.
Okay.
And I was just like, of course, you're a freshman. If they make a slight comment, you still want to be a friend. You're a freshman, you're new, whatever. Red flags about, like, absolutely anything. Boyfriend, girlfriend stuff, even though it's not good, and you should not do that in high school. Don't do it. Still, any red flag, it just don't.
Okay, so I'm going to ask this question. Would you say that a red flag is anything that doesn't sit well with you in your gut? Anything my grandma, who's no longer here, used to say, baby, we got mother wit, us women. This stuff is in our gut. God gave it. That feeling that just doesn't sit right. Don't ignore that. It's not for you to always put it on blast and amplify it, but don't forget it. Don't ignore it. Don't let anyone think that they can get away with it. So things that go against your principles, your standard, how you believe, how you were raised, what you feel and know is right. Like you said with the girl, oh, you had to have some because being black, you couldn't be. No, well, hold on.
Right.
Hold on. So these things are important, not just for teenagers. This is important for us as adults going into workplaces, into church, into community functions. Things people are raised a certain way. Sometimes they have viewpoints that are problematic. But don't ever allow anyone to think that they can feel so comfortable saying these things around you because you're so low key. She's so easygoing. And then if you say something else, you're another word that we won't say. Or she's mean, or she's too outspoken, and well, yes, because if you're talking to me about me, I have the right. And if you're saying something that I feel is a violation, then yes, I have the right. Absolutely. So stick to your guns. Don't let nobody punk you, especially if they're talking about you, or your mama, or your daddy, or your sister, your brother, or where you were born, or how you were raised, or anything you feel strongly about. Don't compromise that, because once a person feels like they can do it, oh, you the butt of the joke all the time now. And this is how so many people become bullies, actually, because they were bullied to the point where now they're like, I'm gonna get you before you get me. And bullying is a whole nother topic for another day. Okay, you hit on your third point at the end of your second point, which is stay out of relationships. Do tell, Anaiya.
Oh gosh.
I think I'm going to learn some new things.
Are you?
Okay. Am I? Or do I know?
You know.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Carry on. Carry on.
I just know. Well, nobody at 14, 15, I don't even think 16 is ready for a committed relationship.
Are y'all listening? How old are you?
I'm 14.
Did you hear what she said? Okay. I concur, by the way.
Thank you. I just know, like, nobody my age is ready for that. We don't know who we are. We really don't know what we want to do with life. We're pretty much playing around. Probably should be more serious. But then a relationship is just like, it's not needed in any way. And there's way too much stigma around. I have to be in a relationship. It's high school. I just have to. Even middle schoolers are now getting into it. And it's like everyone's basing their lives around. Do I have someone that I'm going to be with and can post an Instagram picture with, or can post on Snapchat?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, it doesn't matter. Because that's not success to me at all.
Okay.
And it's success to a lot of people. But I feel like I'll be successful when I don't feel like I have to have another person and I have to post someone or I have to be with someone all the time. And codependency is really, really bad at this time because you don't know who you are. So you lean on everybody and you're just trying to figure it out. It just doesn't work. It's very bad. It really messes with your grades. You can lose a lot of friends from it. It's just not good. It's not.
Okay. And if you're not a complete person, and if you are being bothered enough to go home, and this is no slight, this is just a fact. If you're too bothered to wear something that you picked out, that you liked, that you begged your mama for in the summer, and then you got to school the first day and saw Joey with it on, and they told Joey, you come back in here with that on. If you can't handle picking out a sweatshirt, how can you really think that a relationship is what your focus should be at this point in time? Because people are influencing that person, people are bothering that person, people are saying things to you, then especially if you're new and you don't know anyone, and then you're trying to make a friend, and then this boy like this girl, and this girl is part of this clique, but this girl that he's talked to afterwards is a part of another clique, and you don't know who clicking with what, and you just want to come and sit down at the lunch table and have someone to talk to. And then you find out that he's trying to say something to you, and then this girl is like, see, you can't be friends with her, and then this girl, and now you're sitting here like, he's not even worth all of the trouble. What happened? I just came to eat the pizza.
I came to
eat the pizza, and y'all are giving me all this heat. So it does add so much to your life, because being in a relationship it's time consuming. It's a lot of energy. It's a lot of effort. And at 14, I'm gonna need you to be making sure you can multiply real well, do your long division, know how to write in cursive, since they ain't teaching that to these children no more. That's another topic. And then learning this weird math that I cannot.
It's ridiculous.
I cannot do. I need y'all to do focus on that, because y'all gonna be in charge of the world when I'm old. And I don't need y'all to spend all your time trying to figure out who is cute today and tomorrow he don't like her and this, till y'all can't run the country. I need some studying to be going on. So stay out of the relationships here.
Please do.
Till you're a little bit older. Amen. Your fourth point is don't be afraid to ask for help. What kind of help?
I'm hitting again with the teachers, but
Okay.
I know a lot of kids, even smart kids, or people who have grown up to be smart. Like, I was smart all throughout, and then I got to like 7th grade, coming back from 6th grade homeschool, and I was like, no, I don't want to ask for help because I've been the smart one, or I've been the one that knows. So now I don't want to be like looking like, well, now I look dumb. Like, it's not dumb.
Okay,
You just need help, and that's okay, even mentally, because you feel like if you're like me and feel like everyone can come to you and everything's fine, and even if you're not fine, you'll ignore it because you want everyone to be able to talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
Ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
That does not turn out well ever.
No.
Big red flag.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it. And people who always come to you and don't ask how you are, leave them alone. You can love them from a distance. Hard, but it turns out well in the long run. Just don't be afraid to, because of what people might think. Don't be afraid. It's not bad.
Okay. Because trying to do it all on your own, that can be overwhelming, right? Like if you're trying to manage homework, being new, whatever this social status stuff is, and then you add Facebook and group chat and Snapchat and TikTok and Instagram and all of the other things that I'm too old to know. When you add all of this stuff, it's a lot for y'all to process. And so there can be a stigma attached to asking for help. But the truth of the matter is, everybody who's there, every adult, that's part of their mission and goal should be, not that you new job, is to help you. And how do you feel about how important is it to have somebody that isn't necessarily related to school to help you? Like maybe a counselor, a therapist, a pastor, a youth leader, those people. How important do you think they are?
I think they're more important than teachers. I do have a thing where I think your mental health should be above you having a study. If you are crying and breaking down in front of a book because you feel like your parents are going to be disappointed in you, I think you should go and get that before you get a test grade. Both are important, but you can't make it if you're not okay. So
that's a good point.
I think there's a stigma around therapy and counseling too, and everyone needs it. Everyone has some kind of trauma, something that happened. Everything. Everyone needs something. So I advise everyone to. I don't think there should be a stigma. It's not, because there's a lot of people who, like middle school to high school, there's this fake depressed thing where you get sad or you break up with someone or they break up with you and now you're depressed. And they claim all these mental problems. They literally claim them.
Like fake depressed. So they're pretending that they're depressed and they're not?
Because they're attention seekers. And it just stays throughout high school. And then they go into the real world and now they don't know what to do because they want to be that sad. Oh, pay attention to me. Like it's not.
I know somebody like this that's grown.
Oh.
Well, of age. Maybe not grown. Wow. Okay, so I didn't know the fake. I said I was going to learn some things today. I didn't know that there was a fake depression. So then what is a person supposed to do? How do you know if it's fake or if it's real?
That's what they'll post about it. They'll post these quotes that's like, just these really sad songs or something, and they'll be like, "If you leave, I'll be broken." They post that kind of stuff.
Oh, and but if you're really depressed,
you're probably not gonna be on social media.
I see. Okay.
So it's like the people who actually need that and who actually have mental problems are like, well, I'm not even gonna say anything because now everybody's like this.
Okay.
And it's like, not that it makes them feel special, but they know inside like I need help. But then it's like, well, everybody needs it, so I'll be fine.
Oh.
And it crushes it.
I see.
So it's like, no matter who you are, ask for help. Even if your boyfriend or girlfriend broke up with you, and now you feel like you're depressed, before you go and post it or claim it, go get help. Go ask. Be like, Mom, something's wrong. You don't even have to say somebody broke up with me and now I'm sad.
Right.
Just a situation happened. It's bothering me. And hopefully, if you have a type of parent where they will talk to you, but just get help instead of going to social media or claiming things or speaking something over your life that's not it, because that's very terrible and can ruin your mindset. So yeah.
So how do you think, just to piggyback off of that, how do you think, like, journaling or writing or something to counteract what do you think, what would you recommend a person do if they don't necessarily, if their parent necessarily isn't necessarily available, or they don't really get it? What would you say is a good outlet for a person who is feeling overwhelmed and like they're dealing with a lot? What are some things that you think might be helpful?
My number one thing is praying. There's also a stigma around that. It's not cool to be Christian.
You know how we feel about that at Empower.
No. I feel like that's my number one thing. Whenever I feel any type of way, I can feel it coming, I can pray and get rid of it. Journaling, I feel like it can help, but also again, if I write it down, it's like this is really what my life is, or this is really what I'm thinking, or the place I'm at, and I don't want to be here. It can make it worse, but at the same time, if you have that moment or that day even where you just need to write and just cry and just be all over the place, that's fun. It helps a lot of people. I definitely would just say pray for peace of mind, to feel joy and not have to. That's another thing relationships do while you're young. They're your joy, so someone breaks up with you and it's like I have nothing left. It's just everything's falling apart. My life is just thrown away. Yeah, it's like no, you don't.
You're giving somebody too much.
Like absolutely all of you, and you don't even know yourself. But you're giving what you think you are to someone, so you're mentally exhausted. It just doesn't work. So yeah, praying is really, I have gotten a lot of coping mechanisms, and for me, they just don't work. I've committed to them, they just don't. So praying, I've recently gone back to praying when I'm in a state of like, just darkness or hopelessness or being overwhelmed. Just praying and being in that moment, just being like, please just help me right now to feel that peace of mind, because right now it's just not, it's not working.
Okay, and that's the thing. Everything isn't going to work for everybody. One thing that will work for everyone, whether you believe or not, is prayer, because God works for everyone, and His desire is for us all to be well. His desire is for us all to have peace and joy. That's His desire. He sent His Son for that. We're in the Christmas season. There's no better time to talk about the importance of prayer and what it means in your life. And like Anaiya said, she's gotten other ideas. People have provided her with things that may work. And that's not to say that they aren't a good help. But that first initial, but let me pray first. Then maybe I can write it down. Then maybe I can sing a song. Then maybe I can go exercise. Then maybe I can stare out the window and look at the blue sky. Or if you're here, the gray sky. Maybe then. But the importance of incorporating prayer is a big deal. So parents, I pray with my daughter every morning. Her dad does usually too if he's here before she goes to school. We pray with her at night. We've taught her that God listens about everything. So pray all the time. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be drawn out. But parents, spend that time and pray for your family, your children. If you guys hear this back, listen, I told these people, they're heated discussions. If you hear a lot of noise, there are people that are in our front area. It's Christmas time, y'all, so people are just loud and having their own conversations. So if you hear them, we'll deal with them later. Just focus on what's being said. Because they've progressively gotten louder. They were doing pretty good there for the first 12 minutes. But hopefully you're still able to focus and to hear us. So pray. Above all, pray for your children's mental health. And don't just pray for your child. Okay? Pray for the children that they come across. Because everybody's not getting prayer at home. Everybody's parents aren't tuned in. We've seen instances in the news where children are doing stuff and their parents are like, who is this kid? How did you become this person? Were you able to do all of this in this room and you live in my house? And it's not a joke. They literally have been tuned out or out of touch with their child. So pray. Sneak around. Look through your children's stuff. Mom always told us we ain't have no room in this house. This is the room I let you lay in and leave the door. That's how I was raised, okay? Uh, so don't bury your head in the sand. Check on your children, ask them questions. Most importantly, pray for the teachers, for the faculty, for the staff, for the students, for the bus driver, for the crossing guard, for everybody, the school lunch lady, that she ain't back there spitting in food or something. Pray, all right? Because it's important. Your fifth point, be you. Your dress, your music, your hobbies, your mindset, your political ideals and thoughts. Why is that important?
That's not even a high school thing now that I think about it. It's just everyday, everyone.
Yes.
Because it's always easy to get lost in lost in the sauce.
Mm-hmm.
It's really easy to get lost, especially when you're young. Even adults who don't know themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You get around your friends and you have one personality, then there's another group and you have another one.
Mm-hmm.
Not like that's not normal, but when you completely like
Switch up.
that's not cool.
Right.
And for high school, of course, cliques. If you go into one, that's who you are for the rest of your high school life, and you can't get out of it. And if you go out of it, you're just done for.
Mm-hmm.
So you just be you, even if that means lonely and scared. Just be you, because you'd rather be that than somebody you don't want to be and having to keep up with that persona every single day. And how you dress, even like dress how you want to dress. It doesn't. At the end of the day, all somebody can do is say, "I don't like that."
Right.
That's all they can do, and once you learn to start taking that builds a lot for you mentally, so that you can take things, especially in high school, going to college, or not going to college, whatever you decide to do. You need to have some kind of base where somebody can say, "I don't like that," and you're like, "Okay," and
That's probably why you don't have it on.
That's why you are not wearing it. I am. So yeah, I think dress what music you want to listen to now. People are way more accepting of dressing a certain way or listening to like rock music. If that's what you like to do, that's you. It's not, even if there's a stigma around emo, goth, you're you. It doesn't matter what they're saying or what the stigma is. It's you, and you should be proud of it. And hobbies, if you're not athletic, don't try. I tried this because I wanted to be athletic. Don't. Especially, I couldn't have my glasses on for softball, so I was just, I can't catch it. I can't seem to do it. And I was so frustrated. And I was like, I forgot, I'm not sporty.
You forgot.
I did. I got so into it. I was like, I'm going to get good at it. I'm just going to do it. And I was like, wait a minute. That's not me. So I went back to theater, where I belong. Because, we love it here.
Yes.
Just don't try. If you're athletic, I applaud you. Go do that. If you're a theater kid like me, if you like to sing, dance, act, if you're just super smart and you like to do that math stuff, which
we're praying,
then that's you, and there should be no reason why it should be. I don't want to do this because nobody else is doing this. If you have a hobby other than being on Instagram, please
have a hobby other than being on Instagram.
Please, and please show it. And if you're gonna be on Instagram, do it and then show it. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid of what people are gonna say. It's hard, but there's nothing else to it. I remember I looked a lot for something else of don't care what people say. How am I supposed to? It was just like, what am I supposed to do about that? And there's literally nothing else to it. Pray about it, get it together. It's just life.
And the thing is that's really important is it seems like right now it is the biggest deal of all. When you go to your 10 or 15 year reunion, people don't. Some small-minded people may remember. A lot of times they have to read your name tag and be like, we were in what together? Meanwhile, you have allowed this 4 years to ruin your life. Or this 9 weeks where you have this person in your class and then they move away, but you are carrying this thing. because this happened to some people when when we went to our reunion, and I was like, wow,
Wow.
it's not. We are in 2000 and something, and you're really stuck back there. It seems like it's all encompassing right now because it's what you're dealing with right now. So it's so important that as not just as high school students, but as adults, we do not allow ourselves to be consumed by something, consumed by this emotion, consumed by, take a breather, develop a hobby, something that you like to do. It could literally be doodling on paper. It doesn't have to, something that you can disengage and give your mind time to not be focusing on high school, oh my God, teachers, tests, learning. So when your child is like, I get, when they come home from school and they need that 30 minutes before they do their homework, let them have. I'm a firm believer, and I know my child's in kindergarten, but I'm a firm believer in a detox period before you go back in, because it helps recenter your mind and refocus. Find something that your child loves to do and let them be involved in it. I do remember all of your physical problems trying to be in sport. And then when she went to the theater, she wasn't hurting anymore. She didn't have any more concussions and things. Now, I'm not saying don't try, but if once you try, you determine this isn't my ministry, find what your ministry is, because everybody's good at something. And allow your child that space to, because they are learning themselves. And if they want to try something new, let them try something new. If you see that that's not working, try and redirect, refocus.
Not force.
Not
redirect.
Oh, well, that sounded like it had a little sauce on it. Redirect their energy, and because they may not like what you like, they may not be the athlete. My sister was the athlete in our family. She was like my dad, athletic. It came easy for her. She liked to run. She liked to do all of these things. Not that she tried to force Anaiya into it, because she didn't. It was just that was her proclivity. She was more athletic. Now she sings too. Some of you may have heard. She sings wonderfully. As does my niece. Wonderfully. What's your Instagram?
It's Anaiya Felice Sings.
NaiFeliceSings. Go follow her. She sings.
Thanks.
I'm not just saying that she sings well because she's my niece, because she was terrible.
No plug.
We keep it real over here. So, but allow them to find what works, and if it's something that they enjoy, and you do too, that makes it so much easier. But if it isn't, learn. You're old and rusted. You can learn something new. Evolve a little bit. Get involved. Getting interested in what your child is interested in goes so far with them to be able to feel comfortable, to open up, to share things, for you to peek in and get a little insight and be like, oh, is that what? And you don't always have to say something. You don't always have to ask. Because, see, our thing is once we know we hit it, we be like, okay, so give me all of it. Now. Where do you think you're going? Come back here. Who's that talking about it? What? Come here. All of it. And then it's like, okay, and then it's like, wait a minute though, I gave you a little bit. Come back, digest that a little bit. Maybe 2 weeks from now, come back and ask me something about it. But the goal here is to understand that nothing is permanent, and don't allow what someone else's opinion of you, who you are, the person that you are becoming. The person that you're becoming is worthy of the process of the becoming. And it just doesn't happen overnight. I just turned 40. I know what looks like.
She does.
But I did just turn 40, and there's some stuff that I just ain't gonna be doing no more, because I just decided I don't like it. And whoever doesn't like it, I don't like it. That'll be alright. But it's the process of becoming who you are. So parents, a little grace for your children. Children, a little grace for yourselves. and your parents. They've been out of school a while. Things have changed. We were not dealing with the stuff that y'all are dealing with nowadays. We just weren't. And when we were in school, our parents didn't get it. Will Smith didn't just make the song Parents Just Don't Understand because he wanted to talk about it. Parents, sometimes we just don't understand because it's different. So allow your child the space to grow, to learn, and to get comfortable enough to talk to you about the situation. So, of course, this is not an all-encompassing list. It's not comprehensive. These are just 5 things that Anaiya felt like would be beneficial to someone who's either just entering high school, has been in high school, someone who is a new person showing up to high school, middle school too. I'll just go and say anybody human going through anything that's new. These are things that you can remember and focus on to help keep you sane and giving yourself a bit of some guideline to know, okay, I don't have to focus too much on this because this isn't going to be here this long. I've got 4 years for high school. I've got more fun things. I've got more adventures I can have, fun experiences, people who actually want to be my friend. Why am I ruminating over this person who doesn't want to be my friend when there are people who will recognize my awesomeness? Let's go join together with them. We at least agree on that. I'm awesome. So I need to be with that person. So I just wanted to give you guys some encouragement this week to know that things aren't forever. Give yourself a little grace. Don't be so hard on yourself. We're all out here learning. Some get it faster than others, but this is your journey and this is your walk and you've got to figure it out because you've got to live with you for the rest of your life. You come in your house and close the door, can't stand yourself because you've compromised and you've done some things and now you're no longer who you really thought you were and you're confused and you're like, who am I even? And you're 50. Y'all know some people that's old and they don't know who they are? I do. And you're like, how did you get here? It's because they allowed this one part of their life to consume them. So on that note, I'll let Nye have closing words and then we'll end this episode.
Cool. Well, thank you for letting me come on here. Sure. And I hope you guys had a great holiday and taking what we said into consideration. And yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. I'd like to thank Anaiya for showing up and recording. We were supposed to do this in the summer. Summer just was not, it didn't.
Not it.
We only had a couple days and it just didn't work right. So we had to make sure that we would give this content to you all. This time she won't be a stranger. She'll be back for other videos other times. It's kind of hard right now being in 2 different countries. But we will figure it out. We will work it out. And as always, follow us on Facebook, Empowher, MPOWHER. On Instagram, EmpowH, because the Empower was taken. That's on Twitter, my bad. On Instagram, it's Empower540. Please follow us. Nye's singing pages, Nye Felice Sings, NAIFELICESINGS. And we will see you all next time. Enjoy your family, enjoy your time, give yourself some grace, and we will see you the next time we see you. Bye.
Bye.